Problem when we had too much rain and the ground staff cannot dry the entire ground. You can see the dark patches still there. It's quite dry, but there's definite moisture there. So once the ball goes in the deep or goes to the boundary, when they come back, it gets a little damp and it doesn't swing after that. That's the ground staff. They've put in a real hard work to get this ground ready for this game, this World Cup game, the last game of this group.
Earlier on, the ground staff here doing an amazing job. They've had a lot of rain here. In fact, it was the rain that ended up knocking the Australians out, with 1 point each for Zimbabwe and Ireland a couple of days ago here in Pallekele. It's to be a pretty good batting pitch, but just a bit of juice after it's been sitting under the covers.
Well, Zimbabwe has been fantastic in this tournament. They're a proper story.
I had the pleasure in the 4-hour trip up here to share the car with the great Zimbabwean Pommy Mbangwa, and he pointed out for about 2.5 hours how good Zimbabwe was, and how the last hour and a half was about how they'd rolled Australia whack. So it was a pretty long trip, to be fair.
Which one was more painful, for the first 2.5 hours or the...
With the last hour and a half, it really started to get me a bit. Told him to have a nap there at one point.
Yeah, I can understand that. Australians are not used to